I miss your kiss. Oh, your kiss is one of a kind. It feels so nice. Girl, you do it right. I miss. Oh, girl, you don't go too fast. You take your time. Just how I like. I miss.
Krista Critic Relationship Hour with Gina B. Why you are not married. Number one, you ain't all that. I know that's hard for y'all to swallow. I don't look as good as my 22-year-old self. People need to realize that. You just ain't all that. And I get it. I got this master's degree. I went to this school, that school. I worked hard for this job, for this house. And then she over there got that man, and you don't have one. Men are very simple creatures. So, ladies, for you very accomplished ladies, I got some advice for them.
What's that?
I always say it like this. You can write this one down. Be a kitten, not a cat. What does that mean, Chris?
What does that mean?
You ever played with a kitten? It's real friendly. It almost acts like a puppy. And you want to play with it. You want to come look at the little kitty. It just makes you feel good. Now, have you ever seen an adult cat? When it feels like it, it might rub against your leg and move away. But is that men like kittens?
Kittens will play with anybody. A cat is particular.
Listen, what did we learn? Men are very simple creatures.
Right.
You can fool us. We want you to laugh at our dumb jokes. So all you super smart women out there, you good looking women, you see a guy you like, you guys do make it out on a date, he actually pays for the date. When you're actually with that person, the dialogue is happening, the dinner is happening, you say, okay, this might work, this might work. It would help if you act a little blind.
Oh my God, Becky.
I mean, you're going to hear me say that a lot. I mean, be nice to
So
him. If you hear the worst joke ever, But if you sort of like them, laugh at it. There you go. Hey, it's a lot of married women out there. If we got any married women chiming in,
Look, maybe
if
y'all
I'm
are
telling a lie,
funnier. That one's a fake laugh.
let me know. Right.
What you're saying is that we should cater to the male ego, and that's what's ultimately going to get us married.
I'm first saying recognize that I think some of us, more women than men, look in the mirror. You ever seen a little lion look in the mirror and see somebody real big? They see somebody a little more fine than what they are. And I'm not calling anybody ugly, so I'm not here to bash anybody.
Let's look at Middle America, okay? Middle America is not attractive.
They're not?
Middle America is largely married.
Okay, I think we're on the same page then. People sort of, we get stuck to reality shows sometime and think we're supposed to have, I got a degree in a house, so I'm supposed to have Idris Elba or his twin.
Well, I mean, if you notice, okay, so you remember your friends from high school, right? And you remember how they had all of these qualifications for, if she's going to lock me down, she got to be this, that. She's got to have an ass like that.
That's all we really looked at. Stop right there. You had me at. That's really, what are men? Simple creatures. We want to be fed. We want you to laugh at us, give us some, and that's it.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
What's going on, people? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to day 47, 147.
I was about to say 47.
It's about 20 days left of summer.
Damn.
Something like that.
Everybody got their summer bodies ready?
Not yet. No. But
If it's not ready now, then just wait till February.
A little bit too late. All right, people, we got a lot of show. We got, are we too picky? And thanks to Gina B, not picky enough.
Or not picky enough.
In relationships. And we have on the Chris and Gina show, if you've never seen the show before, we do shows every week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Sex, money, dating, marriage, and that's what we do. So I'm going to say it right now.
And fuckery.
And fuckery. I always forget. Please share, like,
that's not a word,
and follow the show. And let me introduce you to who we have. We have
the same guests from last week.
We have, we had some technical difficulties for anybody joining the show last week. So we sort of running it back. We spice it up a little bit. I am Chris the Critic, and this is my every week co-host with the most, Gina B.
Hey. It's good to be here.
And to my right, and I don't know where you're looking at it from, you have the screen reversed. Your left, Chancey joins us again for the show.
The other woman in the house. There we go. In case the right.
And the man on the end, my defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Louis back on the show. He's a regular guest on the show.
We are MC.
Thank you. Right, Mark Harmel in the building. Catholic League holding it down.
Amen.
It's National Grape Day.
Great.
But we're going to get right into this. We're going to get right into this. And we're going to start right here with you, Chancey. The question.
Okay.
The question is, are women's lists too long or too short? And why?
Okay. I think women's lists are long for the simple fact that sometimes going into dating, or if you haven't had a lot of experiences dating, you have this preconceived idea that you can find somebody to hit all of your checklist. Also, there is the aspect of a woman being a little out of her league if she's not dating her dating number. So
we're gonna get into that.
Her dating number.
We're gonna get into that. That's a question down the line.
So it's a yes and a no.
All right, I'm making a little note. We're gonna talk.
Okay, so
when we talk about
Chancey says
expectation,
yes and no.
but we're gonna be asking about dating number. Gina B.
All right.
What do you think?
I think most lists are too long. I think people need to be more strategic about their lists.
Okay. Louis, what you got?
Keeping it succinct today.
Brevity, right? I think that some people just have what's the best way to say it and be politically correct? So some people think more of themselves than other people. And so, mic went out. My mic went out. Okay. Yeah, some people think more of themselves than other people do, and so their list is unreasonable.
So you're saying they're not assessing themselves correctly, and they're punching above their weight class? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that can happen.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
Crazy
I'm
ass.
not saying it happens all the time, but yeah.
Yeah,
I am going to say,
I know what you're gonna say.
I'm going to say two things. I'm going to say, hecky, yes, the lists are way too long. And I'm going to add one more caveat. They're looking at the wrong list. They need to be looking at the object of their affections list, not their own list. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what y'all wasn't ready. Y'all wasn't ready. Y'all like, he did his homework today.
Yeah, he did.
I put on the Chris the Critic
Well, but
cap.
I did say that people should be strategic about their lists.
They did. So,
Just
I
saying.
take I know you got. So now we're gonna bounce it around a bit, right? All right. Anyway, I would like to address Chance here a little bit. So you said yes and no.
Yes.
I happen to agree with that, believe it or not.
Yeah, and I agree with you in the aspect of like you need to know who you're dating and being able to meet their needs.
Right.
So your perceived perspective of who you are and what you're presenting may not necessarily be what someone needs.
I say that all the
So-
time. My feelings may not be her objective reality.
Fair point.
You know what I'm saying? But also, maybe there are some things when you said that. Maybe there's some things that should be on the list that aren't, and I'll probably talk about
Yes.
that near the end.
That's the strategy.
Near the end of the show, right? Look at Gina B. Always ahead of the curve. Frequently, you do that. Let me see. Louis said just a plain old yes. And what was his reason again, Gina?
He
What
said some people punch above their weight class.
I agree with that. What do you think?
Yeah.
And all right,
Well, this
go
is,
ahead.
okay.
No, go ahead.
I was going to give you.
I
So my.
I
This
would-
is
yeah.
why for the analysis piece.
Yeah, I want to know about your
It's the
strategic
analysis.
misses.
So, if you have a list,
Strategy.
right? If you have a list, take your list and think, am I everything on this list? Now, think of the person who would fit that list and think, am I on their list? And what adjustments do I have to make to align our lists? So there's where the analysis comes in.
Oh,
That's
but that takes self-accountability, though. You
This
can't-
is the
this
whole
this is a problem
point.
there with
You
your-
say you got
Be
accountability on your list,
You've got to
Louis?
be accountable.
It's hard finding.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard finding.
Especially if you're
That's
having
how you
trouble
punch above
dating.
your weight class, right?
But if you're having trouble dating, then the only common denominator really is you.
You would think.
So figure out
You're gonna
what
get hate
we're.
mail.
You're gonna get hate. They're
I
gonna
get hate.
They're
mail.
gonna come for
I
you.
don't care.
Oh my God.
They're gonna come for you.
You know what? I don't really get
sure.
hate mail, which is funny, because everybody knows I don't care.
I don't even
but-
know why you don't. I mean, simply being associated with some of the posts that I put up, you would think you would catch a stray every now and then.
Nobody wants to
Cause y'all send Gina B a stray.
Nobody wants to smoke. Like,
Cause somebody sent her a stray. Y'all come at me like it's nothing.
I will come at you with both smoking
I
barrels.
just get picked on all day.
Well,
I'm
you
like,
because you poke the bear.
I do not.
You.
Well,
dude,
now, you know what
are
it is?
pot stirrer extreme.
I softened up for a bit, and it
motherfucker be up here like
it just let people used to to be scared. Now they're like this. Now it's like old ladies like, F you,
Damn,
Chris Levy,
Chris."
fucking punk ass critic, chump ass dudes, people's little brothers and sisters. Like, is that him, mom? Is that him? Everybody's coming at me.
I really wish you would make comments under your own name as opposed to Chris and Gina, because everyone thinks I'm like,
And it took
Right.
it took a while.
The views
Well,
of Chris
sometimes-
Critic are not
but
necessarily
sometimes
mine.
we
Exactly.
get when I do that on different sites, not the sites that I go on a lot, but if I use the Chris and Gina, then every now and then somebody like adds like joins Chris and Gina. That's why I do it.
I mean, that's fantastic, but
I just want to know
I
why
just
they
don't
don't
wanna
take
defend
shots
it.
at Gina B. I mean, I get
That's hilarious.
and guys at
Can if you
first,
want to.
guys don't really take shots, but they've started. So what they were doing, they're just making a comment on something else. Yeah, dudes who
Right.
do this, and they were now it's like, yeah, Chris, yeah, screw you. Like I want to smack the shit out of somebody on the street.
Oh Lord. Okay, let's get back to the subject at
Exactly,
hand.
that's what we're trying to
Gina,
do.
so
Well, I'm sorry.
Way off
I
topic.
want to
I
hear.
only do that to guys.
What do you?
I don't do that to ladies.
How
Y'all
do
can
you
keep shooting.
address like somebody dating above their weight class?
Well,
or
that's the
punching?
whole analysis
What's
piece.
your perspective?
that's the
on that?
analysis part. Is your list aligned with the person's list that you're trying to get with? And if you can't and no one wants to be told that they are not good enough to go to the party.
That's the problem.
And
Exactly.
But there's some things that you can impact by just sort of doing a little self-analysis. Everyone's so big right now. I love me as I am, and that's great. But then you've got to then you're basically victimized by the people who will love you as you are. Right.
Yeah.
And without doing any work, and everyone could use some work. Is my point.
Absolutely.
So don't be afraid of
agree
doing
with
the
that.
work.
I need no work.
If the attraction that you seek can be adjusted by some internal tweaks, then my suggestion is to tweak or to figure out what those tweaks are and just make them, for the betterment of yourself. That's my point.
Louis, from your perspective, what's one thing that you've seen a woman trying to lead towards dating a man or using this as a tactic of her not her sexuality, but more so like what qualities that she might think or accomplishments even that she might think she should lead with or she does lead with that most men are not really necessarily needing?
In my experience, I don't really have a lot of women that come and lead with their accomplishments. I've gotten more like, I don't know if everybody was reading the Steve Harvey book back in the day, but
Hell to the no.
What are your 5-year goals? And I said, I'm in cybersecurity. I want to move more. I'm gonna move more into identity management, access management, blah blah blah. Da, da, da. What are your 5-year goals? To be with you.
Was this a first date type situation?
Nah, not a first date.
Because I'd be like, oh my God, I hate
not
you.
a first date. So what I'm saying is a lot of
I'd
times.
be sitting there just slitting my wrist.
A lot of times I think women don't have to really, some women don't feel like they need to lead with anything. I mean, men are visual creatures. If I see you, if I like you, if you're attractive to me, I'm going to pursue you. So they don't feel like they don't have to say, I've got this degree or that degree or whatever. And I've got, and not that would even bother me. That I wouldn't care. Like, I mean,
it's like saying I have a Philips TV or a Sony TV. We just don't give a fuck.
For me, what's important is how I feel when I'm with you. Do you show me respect? And, obviously there's other little things, you have to be clean and stuff like that. I mean, obviously. But
okay, so
and if you're smart.
Good point.
Segues beautifully into, do you think men's lists are too long or not long
No,
enough?
I think men's lists need to be longer.
Do you? Okay.
Because all we care about is, are you pretty and can we fuck you? And
that's all you care about?
Just went from a PG show.
Right.
This has never been a PG show, and you know it.
But no, Chris, am I wrong, though, in general? Like, I mean, most men are going to...
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
okay.
not. And Louis, last week you already said that you were dating someone that needed to increase her game or whatever, or she needed to, step her game up.
But that was not for me. That was for her. That was not for me. That was for her.
Okay, but then obviously
But it sounded like it was for you.
No, because in order for her to be happy with herself, and so I didn't get the kickback, the flack, right? Then she had to step her game up. So she felt like she was, Gina said it, she was good enough to come to the party. Coming around my friends who are very successful and all of that, she felt like she didn't fit in with my friends. I can't go around your friends. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're, whatever.
Y'all trying to sell you and your crew over here. Y'all ain't doing
right.
that.
What you said.
I'm telling you what she said, though.
No, but what you've just said. Okay, so you said the man's list is, are you pretty? Can I fuck you? Right? Okay. But clearly.
It's better than that. But, but we have a short list. We're not even going to try to talk to you unless we think you're pretty and unless we have a sexual attraction towards you.
Okay, I think men's lists are tiered.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Because after you do it, I want to, because I think you're saying what I'm about to say. Go ahead.
Okay, I think that there's a clearinghouse, right? So the first step is,
it depends on where you're at.
And can we hook up, right?
Right.
And then you get to the next tier. And then there's another set of
there
qualifications.
There's levels to it.
And then there's another set. And then there's but we get all the way down to,
well, you didn't
could
ask
you
me,
be my wife?
No, okay, now, you didn't say that. So if you want to be my wife, then there's a whole different set of criteria. Like, if I just want to date you, then it's, are you pretty? And do I think, I would enjoy having sex with you. Yeah. But if you want to talk about marriage, then that's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
so
I think most women want to know the long term.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying, as opposed to short term. We already know what that consists of.
So what's the order of the list if it's a marriage list?
All right. Okay. I have to feel like that I can, first of all, you can't do something in public that's going to embarrass me, or I feel like you're going to be...
So respect.
Yeah, not just respect. I feel like people need to see you and have respect for you too. Somebody who I'm going to look at and say, this could be my wife. Like, I see Gina B. I respect her. You know what I'm saying? She commands that respect. That's a qualification for marriage.
So she can't be in the club like twerking and jumping on top of furniture and shaking a tail feather.
I'm not saying she can't do that, but it can't be all the time. And there's a classy way to do it, and there's a non-classy way to do it. And she can't be a member of the I Smashed Your Crew club. Like, you can't.
Well, so she can't be the pass around girl.
Never.
She can't be acting like
not to be a wife.
Right, not to be the wife. Okay, so what do we have here? What's our list?
Can I
Chris, go ahead. Snap in.
So first off, you mentioned tears, and I just want to comment on that real quick. When a man meets a woman, it's looks first, right?
Absolutely.
We're looking at his face, we're looking at his shape, we're looking at all that. Now,
absolutely.
When she opens her mouth,
yes,
then we know exactly where we put you. Because if you look good enough for us to go over there, I don't care what I do, I'm still trying to hit. I don't care if you can't find a verb.
And she goes like, "How you doing, Big Tam?
If it's that good, I'm gonna go now."
How you doing?
For long-term relationships, I do think, and I rarely say this. The reason we did this show is because there's a lot of gender wars going on.
Really?
And I'm gonna blame men for being the biggest fault in these gender wars.
Because I don't believe there should be wars. I believe that we should be working together toward a common
That's
end.
never going to happen, because at the end of the day, a woman is trying to find, if she's in a long-term relationship, she either wants a long-term partner or a husband. She's not worried about the rest of the damn women on the planet. And men are trying to find themselves a wife. And like me, I care about my wife. What my wife thinks, screw everybody else.
Right.
But are men really trying to find a wife? There's a lot of non-committal men out here.
And that's
why we have
and they're playing these games with women. And we've put them in categories.
Well, that's why we're trying to get deeper on the list,
right?
Because it's
I think some men are trying to find wives.
We ain't taking that shot.
I think some men are trying to find wives.
Hold on, we're not taking that shot.
So let's just...
We're not playing.
But you can't take... First off, we already know this. When you say men, the first thing that they look at is attraction.
Right.
Can something actually come of this, like on a more physical, intimate level?
Well,
do I find you sexually attractive?
Wait, I want to hear why men are playing games. I want to know.
That's a very good question.
No. What type? Give me an example. I don't believe they are.
Oh,
you don't?
they are.
I would like an example from you.
Here's an example.
Because I'm not taking
a man trying to pretend that they are ready for something serious. They want to lock you down to make you be, serious with them, but they still out here, as Gina say, community peen.
All right. I know you got some more, but I want to hit each one. That might be true for some men. Some I can deny that. However,
that's true.
I would like to say, is it possible, because we are the initiators of said dates.
Very true.
So once we're out on a date, is it possible that the woman did something to put me in that, she's 100%. Out dating others? Because I would dare to say most women have entertained dates with, I'm getting fed, I'm going to a nice restaurant, but I have no intention on ever giving this man something.
I would 100% agree with that.
So maybe men are reading what's going on. It's like
I agree with that. I agree with that because I know. Listen, most of my friends growing up were men. Most of my friends were boys.
We ain't taking no hits tonight, fellas.
No, but I will agree with that. I will agree with that because I've talked to a lot of my male friends before they went on dates, like they were hopeful. Okay. And then they would go on the date and they would say, she said something, she did something that put her in a different category.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So they recategorized a woman based on what they learned. Now, this doesn't say that we don't do the same shit. But what I'm saying is a lot of guys, they might start off with intentions that change depending on what they learn on dates. And I think that happens on both sides. I'm not saying that's a sex-linked trait.
I'm saying women play the most games out of every creature in the history.
Well, that kind of goes into my motto. I feel like women should be dating multiple. I think the problem is when women start focusing too much attention on one, you get confused or you get caught up emotionally because you're liking this person, you put too much energy and effort into them, and then they start ghosting. So now you don't have anybody else that's going to balance that out. I believe in a pair and a spare. I believe
remember that book.
It's not a book, but that's just my belief.
It was a book. It was
I
called
believe
Date
in a
Like
pair
a
and a
Man.
spare, but you shouldn't probably
principle.
be sleeping with all of them. But if you do need to, then the person that you are sleeping with should be the one and only, and that be your jump buddy. And when y'all get together, y'all know exactly what it is. The expectations are set, the communication is clear, and there's trust within that. And that is what it is. But he can't be community peen.
No.
That's the whole thing. We hook up, and you satisfy my needs, I satisfy you. But I'm also dating these other two people because I'm really thinking about something serious.
Okay, so that actually was a book. There was a book called Date Like a Man. This woman named Myria Moore. It came out about 20 years ago. I covered it when I was writing for Tribune. And her principle was date like a man, meaning that's what she said exactly, a pair and a spare. And the point was, don't sleep with someone until you can narrow it down and be exclusive, but always keep the stables full, right? So it's
exactly.
But everyone should be doing that. That's the whole point of dating, and this is the point. This segues into beautifully into: are we not picky enough? Are we settling?
Here's the problem.
Can I chime in on that lady's book and your theories of?
And I have something to add.
A pair and a spare. Mm-hmm. Ladies, don't do any of that. That lady's dumb. That's dumb advice. Chris the Critic is going to set you straight and tell you why.
Please do.
So a woman can never date like a man because what men and women value in another are two different things. I said this before on the show that got cut off. So I'm in a club. I'm VIP. I got two, three ladies all over me, all kissing me.
Hey, Big Daddy.
And then over in the corner is a cute little chick over there. I'm like, uh-oh. And I wink. Why does y'all kiss me on the cheek? And then I move y'all away and tell her to come here. She's going to want to be in VIP. Flip the script. If a man, hold on. If a man, the man that you want, the man who's got his S together, the man who has boundaries, he has standards, and for those standards, he rewards a lady. No. If he knows he's taking you out on a date and you're sleeping with someone else,
no one's sleeping.
That man.
No, we didn't say that.
Hold on. Even I'm not spending my money on a woman who's really not in. I'm not spending a lot of money.
But you did say that.
Especially in 2025.
Right.
Now, back when we were, I met a girl 3 weeks ago. But because there's so much, a woman can have 4 dates on a weekend.
There are rules to this, Chris. Okay, so
it doesn't work, ladies.
The rules
you said you have sex with one man, and you date the other two.
You only have sex when you can determine
it's more than
whether
that.
the
It's
person
more
is
than
gonna
that.
be. No, it's not more than that.
If
I'm
a man
not
can
out
show
with
you
two women, there's two men at the same time.
But that's okay.
No, you're going to have sex with one man, but you're going to be dating the other two guys. That's what you said, a pair and a spare.
I said no sex.
It's not about sex.
Well, sex with one. She said have sex with the guy that you're comfortable with, and then you date the other two guys.
It doesn't even matter. If you're actively dating, considering some other men seriously,
keep them in the stable.
I'm going after the woman, and fellas, this will be at the end of the show. On the biggest mistake men make are chasing women. So I'm going
men are supposed to chase.
I'm going with the woman who's into me. If she has some other dudes all out here, man, if she's fine enough, maybe I'll mess around and put it on the recreational use. But if we're talking about long-term partners, there is no way anybody that I gotta wine and dine and win away from 2-3 other people, that woman will be cheating on you.
Okay, I have a good comment.
Kendall Morgan. I've been on both sides of that.
Let me pull this one up. Kendall Morgan says, a man's list for wifey material stems from the quality. I want these two guys to answer, okay? So the women need to be quiet. I want the men to jump in on this one.
Sure.
A man's list for wifey material stems from the qualities of his mother. For example, if your mom was a great cook, then you can't marry someone who can't cook. Men, you say what?
Oh, I say he's right if you had a great mom like he did. I knew his mom.
From the qualities of his mother.
You have a mother who whoops your ass every day. It depends on your mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, I guess it kind of depends. It
Some
kind of
people
depends.
grow up with their mother dating a lot of people.
So,
some people grow up seeing a man hit on their mother and don't really like relationships.
My mom, I love my mom to death. My mom always had financial issues. Like she was always, it was just time. So
that's because she had you in that Catholic school. Shout out to your mom.
That's because her and my dad got divorced, and the money wasn't right after that because dad was paying all the bills. You know how that go.
Right.
But regardless, you know, so I don't necessarily look for I don't know. It's different because I just don't want a woman who's like constantly in financial peril.
Then
You know
that
what I'm
might be
saying?
what's on
It's
your
the
list
opposite.
for
It's
you,
the opposite.
right?
So I don't look. So you were saying like you want them to be like your mom, but in certain instances, I want them to be a little bit different from my mom, but then have some of her same morals. My mom was a great cook, and my mom was always there for my brother and I. Like my mom would have fought the devil, you know, to keep us safe. You know what I'm saying? So
Here's what I want to chime in about that is when we don't have the lens of looking at our qualities versus what our partner or mate would want. You know, your mom was a great cook, but that might not be a man's need.
Right.
So then here I am as a woman, I'm proceeding with, hey, yeah, I got these degrees. I'm in this particular sorority. I got this car that I drive, and I have this amount of money in my bank account, and this is my title and my job. He don't care anything about that. If you don't bring peace, and that's what he needs.
Right.
But
if you're not his peace, meaning you ain't good in bed, that's
No,
not
it's
what
not
he
just
needs.
that.
No, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
limiting it to that.
Okay,
But we
right.
know that is still on the needy
Yes,
list.
it's on the needy
right?
list.
As
It's
a
part of the
quality.
list. It's a
so
quality. We
even
need
if
that.
you're not a master at it. At least if you're willing to grow.
You
Exactly.
you
It's
separate
hard.
you do separate yourself from the pack.
Yeah.
Being able to cook. As
True,
Krista,
but I mean,
Krista
cook
Krista
is
saying,
just that was an example.
no.
But if he's
It's
a great
more than
cook-
an example. I've never seen a couple. We talked about long-term relationships. You've never seen a couple married 50 years where the woman couldn't cook or learn how to cook.
Now, my dad is a better cook than my mom.
That's fine. They got
Definitely.
divorced. I'm telling you, you've never seen
my
a couple
mom
married 50
always
years.
cooked, but my mom
Right.
always cooked.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But you know,
Never seen a long-term couple. With
I've seen other examples, but that doesn't. I'm not even going to bring those up.
Those
'cause
are the
they're
minority.
anecdotal.
Okay.
They might be.
You
but-
can point
okay.
out the one. Okay, this guy's a chef. Whatever
Right.
the case.
All right, let's stay to task, good people. All right, so do you think that there is too much emphasis on looks?
Hey, Mary.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Mary. I see you, Mary.
I think men lead with that, but I think unfortunately, you know, we're aging. People age, and that changes. And
But-
so
Even before
now
we were
what?
aging, though.
but from a man's perspective, so
We don't care.
I've dated.
Y'all care about
I've
looks
dated
a lot.
Y'all
lot of-
age,
I've
we
dated a
love
lot of
looks.
women, but
Y'all age, we-
I dated one woman that wasn't to me wasn't very attractive.
Okay.
And so I said, I'm gonna just do something different, you know, because I like
That's
her
where
energy.
shit goes
and,
wrong.
I did that.
Yeah, and it didn't work out because
does.
I guess she thought that she was Beyonce or somebody or whatever like that. And I wanted to tell her, like, baby, I can line up these pictures of every single woman I've ever dated. Put your picture where you think it
No,
belongs.
don't do that.
See,
But,
this is
but
why
you know, but
don't
I didn't do that
that
because I know that that's not the right thing to do.
I made that mistake once.
But you know, she came to me and was like, you know, well, Louis, you're the biggest guy I've ever dated, and I was like, okay.
You're like my wallet.
but
My
I
wallet is chick.
No,
And
no,
you
no,
don't-
no,
you're
no,
like this.
I didn't even-
You're
no.
like this. That's why they call me Big Louis.
Right. I didn't even take it as offensive. I took it as a statement of fact. You know, you're the largest guy I ever dated, so I was waiting to see what else she had to say behind it.
Right.
But when she didn't follow up with it, then I took it as, oh no, fuck you, dude. You're supposed to be, you know, happy to be with me.
Did y'all
'cause, you
like
know,
each other? Sound
Man,
like this is contentious.
no, this is the way this is like after about a week or two of us going out.
And you know, right there, if y'all edit like
Then
that.
finally I had to tell her, I said, yeah, we just got to be friends. 'Cause
Yeah,
Speaking
she
of
wasn't.
big
She
guys.
wasn't
I can't-
that
I
into
can't
you.
do
Speaking
this.
of big
Yeah.
guys, I'm
Yeah,
shouting
I
out some
can't
people
do
watching the show. I see
Yeah, shout
Kendra
out.
Morgan. Speaking
Nah,
of big
she-
guys,
she was
I
into
see
me a
Harper
little bit,
Williams.
but-
He's about. I think he's about.
said
6
a little bit.
He's like 6.
little
I think
bit.
Harper Williams watches like 6'9".
But she thought more of herself than I thought of her, maybe.
I would like to say that. Are we talking about emphasis? So,
So now we need to
Let's
flip
talk
it.
about
We need
what-
to flip
what
it.
each
So
wait,
other need.
wait.
Okay, no, we need to flip it because we're on the other
sorry.
side.
Can I talk about the looks real quick in a minute?
Didn't we just? Okay.
I didn't say anything
We're,
about
we're
it.
crossing. Okay, go ahead.
You're supposed
we're
to go
not staying on
a little
we're
bit of
not
time
staying
for
on
each
point,
person,
people.
but Gina, you haven't
Stay
been
on point.
following the plan. So anyway,
No one's following the plan.
no, the
Go ahead.
person moderating, which is you.
I'm
Anyway.
trying to moderate. Go ahead.
All right. Now you know the show plan, Gene, is what we want. All right, listen. So, men and looks. Yes, men place a big emphasis on looks. They have data that shows. First off, men will date as you said, they do make allowances for that as we get older because peace becomes more important. Mm-hmm. It's not as important in our 20s as it is in our 40s, right?
Right.
For those of you who are in your 50s.
Peace is more important.
For those of you who are in your 50s, it's even more important. Now, but I will say this. I'm just playing. But I will say this.
I'm like, what's happening?
A man, though, Gina, and they got studies on this, a 75-year-old, 90-year-old man, if you ask him, lined up a bunch of women from different ages, he always picks somebody, looks-wise, it's always 18 to 25. Never changes for men.
70-year-old man?
He'll never date her, but if you just say who looks the best, they'll always say they look the best. And they do. Yeah. Women usually pick men between 5 and 10 years of their age range. As they get older, they like a more mature-looking man. Men are going to always look at Miss USA and say, that's a bad mother sucker right there. Period. But I think Chancey said that, or Gina, they should look at other characteristics, which is why at the end, I'll talk about how men are to blame for the biggest blame, for the woes in dating right now.
I think what's funny also is that some men are leading with, or they are choosing a woman based off of looks, but they look like they're about to deliver a baby or need
it doesn't matter.
But they can look like that.
It doesn't matter.
It's two different.
That's two different things. Because the man doesn't have to bring looks to the relationship. The woman does.
He does though, because I can't be with someone I'm not attracted
to. Maybe not you.
That's you.
But somebody that looks just as good as you.
Some women want to be protected and cared for.
Yeah. That loves that bag will go find women.
And the way he treats her.
And money have found each other since the beginning of time.
Because the point of a man is not to be fine, really.
No.
That's not the point of a man.
Thank you, Gina.
And that's not the point.
What is the point of a man, Gina? I want to hear what.
To make you feel protected.
That's modern day woman's flaw. That's the biggest.
This is what I'm talking about.
That is the biggest flaw
Clone
of modern day
Gina
woman.
B.
I don't want to have to close my eyes in the bedroom.
He don't either, though. But
he does.
We're not saying but ugly, but there's a difference. If a woman is, let's say you're dating, you're 18 to 34. Let's say you're trying to have a baby. All right, looks might be slightly more important.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Slightly, for some.
But we're talking about
women of old would say, I want to live in that big house on the hill. Right. I want my kids to go to private school over here. I would like to vacation twice a year in Dubai. So, but these new modern women, let Ray Walk in the club, and he looking good. Y'all missing the bag, the light, and everything.
How many times?
Because you jumped after the community piece.
Chris, tell the truth. How many times have you seen an ugly, just, oh my God, with the finest female? You be like, how did
he either has a big bag or a big something else.
He what?
He has money.
Or he has a golden
even when you were young, before they had money.
A golden staff.
That is the age-old equation. It's the age-old equation. Find woman, man with money. This is not rocket science.
Absolutely.
It's not.
Harper Williams. Absolutely.
It is what it's always. Okay. All right. Here's my question. All right. So here's the question. Let's flip this because we haven't even talked about the second part of this. Are we not picky enough? Now, are we so picky?
What? You said that so fast. What's the question?
Are we not picky enough?
You have to say it slower.
Are we not picky enough? So, are we so focused on specific things that we overlook other things that we should overlook? So, in the case of the woman looking for the fine man, are we so excited that he's fine, but we'll deal with him being super trifling? Like, there's so many men that I know
that are trifling
as hell.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But that's the biggest flaw. That's the biggest flaw of modern day women.
But they're cute, and maybe they're blowing it out in the bed. I don't know what they're doing. But women
dropping on some gold right
now. But women will stay with that man.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Because
they read that dumbass book. Think like a man.
No, because they have their own.
Because they read that dumbass book.
They have their own, and like you said, he's blowing her back out.
And he wants their own.
What's important to you, though? That's what it is.
We talk long-term relationships.
What's important to you?
Yes, we are looking at long-term relationships. So yes, sex is important, but at the same time, you could be with somebody he's very attractive, and then he becomes abusive, or he's missing the bag because his hustle is not that great, or He's out here. He becomes.
But is that important to you?
Hold on.
If you got the bag, maybe you don't care.
If you're thinking like a man, why do you care about his bag?
This wasn't about thinking like a
Because
man.
I'm thinking for longevity. I
say
need
that book was
stability.
See why that book
I
was
need
wrong?
stability.
See why that book was wrong?
Wait, let me correct.
See, hold on. I'm gonna keep going back to that book, ladies.
Just because
Chris,
you're
Hold on, Chris,
dating
hold on, Chris.
doesn't mean.
Stop, everybody.
Can't think
it
like a
wasn't
man.
think like a man. It was date like a man. Which
Can't
is
date
two
like a
different
man.
Books.
Same thing.
Okay.
That's
So-
dating like
no,
a man.
it's not.
Dating
Men
doesn't
don't-
mean you select them.
Men don't
You're
care
getting
about
to
the
know
bag
them.
of a woman.
Okay, so
If you were dating
Unless
like
they
a
broke.
man,
but my point
you
is,
don't. That ain't man. You won't.
there are a
Unless they
lot
broke.
of
Don't work.
women. There are a lot of women that will deal with like things that men bring to the table because of what they look like, and because that's not what we should be looking at as women.
Right,
So
there you go.
he's fine, but he got 3 baby mamas, 6 kids.
10
He's
baby
trifling as
mamas.
hell.
But y'all-
he doesn't really have. He has a.
He didn't
piece
have
of a job.
nothing on y'all
He's
300
got-
word list,
Right.
and y'all still sleep with him.
And
Women louder
I
than
know women
themselves.
that will stick.
And it's breast
Okay,
stink.
let's look at the current. Let's look at something current. Okay, everyone's like, "How Cassie stayed with Diddy for 10 years?"
Cause she's a freak.
Well, no.
doesn't care.
Because
No, he was abusive.
he was abusive.
But she was a freak before he was abusive.
He was paying all her bills though.
She was a freak when he got with her.
paying all her bills.
Now, I'm not. He is an asshole and
He's
a
an
piece of shit.
asshole.
But she was a freak. Both can be true.
She was 19 years old when they
They're
met.
19-year-old freaks.
But she was not even a fully formed adult.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
She was not.
That's bullshit. I gotta
not
stop the
bullshit.
show. I gotta stop the show.
No, you
Oh my
don't.
God.
If I'm 16 years
19,
old,
she didn't know
and
what
I
she
have,
was
if I
doing.
get a girl pregnant, don't everybody say, Louis, he knew what he was doing. He about to be a daddy. If I murder somebody and I'm 17, ain't nobody talking about my brain
were
ain't
trying
fully
as a
formed.
minor.
They only use that bullshit
Men's
excuse
brains-
to cover up for slutism.
Men's
they
brains
don't use
don't
it when
fully
men go to the
form
middle.
Ism?
until the age
Whatever.
of 25 or older.
That's
They
physiological.
were
When
sexual
females' brains
military.
fully form at an earlier
They-
time than
Yeah,
that.
all
I can't
talking
remember the
at the
exact
same
date because I don't
time.
like making statements.
But
I'm
I
not
hate when women do
positive
that
about.
shit.
Okay,
They will send men
Chris,
to the
Chris,
middle. We gonna
calm.
stop the show.
Calm down. No, we're not
down.
stopping the show.
Calm down.
Okay, but my point is, everyone asked that question. So, so let's take it more
Can't miss
pedestrian.
it,
Let's
Cassie.
stop it. Let's take more pedestrian situations where we all know women who have stayed with men for way longer than they should have for reasons that don't make a lot of sense. Do we
Yeah.
not?
Absolutely.
We all
So
know
don't
women.
blame the man for it either.
No one's
Women.
blaming anybody.
No,
Louis, you're
no,
getting
no,
the
no.
wrong
We're
impression.
just talking
not
about
talking-
facts.
Right,
These
right,
are
right.
naked facts right now.
Okay.
Naked facts without judgment. Okay.
And there are a lot of entities that for someone to consider. You know what I mean?
hear
Or issues of why.
I got to hear these naked.
So there are some reasons.
facts, the naked.
It's cheaper to keep her. Like it might be difficult for you to get out of the situation because of finances. Your finances are tied together. You got children. You got in Cassie's situation, it was abusive. So she didn't have an out. She didn't have a clear out. So there are a lot of dynamics that can affect, somebody staying with someone too long.
Yeah, but the thing is that starts somewhere. And so once you start, like before we even get to having a child with someone,
Yes.
you saw that writing was on the wall, right? And you just overlooked it because, oh, he's so fine.
Right.
Oh, he got this. And
Because
he
it wasn't important
And
to
so,
her.
and
But-
that's why I say when you date multiple people, you get to know them, and you're dating with the purpose of getting to know them and figuring out what their qualities are.
That
Because
works.
if they
That
are
works
not
if
a
you're not trying to
calm
marry 'em.
spirit, and you need a calm spirit, because I used to be a hothead.
For
yes.
real?
Ooh.
Chancey
And
was a hot-
flip
cannot
it
believe
at the
that.
mouth. And I still
What?
can go
For
there.
real?
I'm so
Stop
hot.
playing.
Oh my God.
But what I'm
Never
saying
thought
is,
that.
I know now that I need a man with a calm spirit that is very relaxed and chill. And when I do get out of my body, he know how to like calm me down and put me back in.
But that comes with dating experience to know what you
That's
need.
what I'm
and
talking about.
but my
So
point
dating
is-
multiple people,
Right,
you
you
get to
should.
see that and figure
Date-
that out
I- it-
before you choose.
That
Right,
work,
well-
dating multiple people works
It
if.
doesn't have to be simultaneously, but you can date a lot of
No,
people.
she's saying multiple people.
Simultaneously.
That works. That works.
Let them-
That
Oh, I'm
works.
sorry.
No, I'm saying you're right. That works. It usually doesn't work if you're trying to get a ring on your finger. But if you're just okay
No.
long-term dating, it does work because the
It
man.
works until you can get to the point where you figure out this is the person that you want. And
Men
they
will not
show
wait.
up.
Men won't
They
wait.
show up in an aspect of saying, I'm ready to be with you. So
But,
when men
okay.
know that they are in competition,
No.
they will chase.
No.
I promise you.
So the ones you
And-
want, the ones you want to propose to you.
We're not talking about that's too far.
Oh, well,
that's
when
too
that-
far ahead.
Okay, all I'm saying is, if you're long-term dating and that's fine with you, that works.
You're not trying to lie.
We are risk averse to doing that. All right? Every man, I love my wife to death. We argue, we get into it. I still would choose the same every day of the week. However, it was difficult doing that because usually the man you want to marry has options, okay? Number one. And he has options that don't make him compete. Now, he will sleep with a woman who might be saying, oh, I'm dating. Okay, cool. But he's not going to marry anybody. He's not going to propose unless he thinks, I don't know if it's real or Memorex, that you just seeing him. He will not the man you want. Now, some other little simp-ass dude, he might. But the man you want does not do that.
Men do not appreciate what they don't pursue.
Exactly. And I'm only speaking of the dating aspect, period. I don't mean like if I want a ring, I'm going to still be out here in the streets dating multiple people. No, I'm saying until a man says to me and he has chased enough to say, I'm ready to commit, then, I'm dropping people.
Y'all missing who on audition right here. Y'all missing who on audition. Y'all are on audition. We are on audition to get sex.
We are.
Y'all are on audition to get a ring.
We shouldn't be auditioning. Hold on. We should be observing.
Let me explain. Both people are always on audition, right?
But we observing.
Women control access to sex. No sex happens till the woman says, open my legs, you can come in.
Wait a minute.
No marriage happens.
What are we talking about?
Can I defend
I think we're confusing chase with pursue.
No, I'm not.
I said pursue, you said chase.
Change it to pursue, whatever you want to call
That's
it.
That's what I said. I didn't change it. I said that's what I said.
I still think differently. So
you can think differently all day if you want to.
When it comes to marriage,
we're not talking about marriage.
Okay.
We're talking about getting to that.
All right, let's talk about.
So let's talk about.
Oh my God.
A woman is single. A man is single.
I heard what y'all said.
Right.
Can I get the words out and then disagree?
Okay.
Y'all can disagree.
Sorry.
I almost want you to disagree now, but just let me say.
I will. Don't
just
worry.
Let me say.
Yeah.
Just let me get it out. Just let me get it out.
Okay, do it.
Okay, so when you're getting to the point of marriage and you talked about the man should pursue, right? Mm-hmm. That is a mistake that men make because they've been told that. Here's why it's a mistake, Gina. That's why half of the marriages end in divorce, and that's why 70 to 90% of those divorces are filed by women because a woman needs to be able to look up to a man. So I'm saying a man is doing it wrong. What we men have done is wine and dine somebody just out of their league and she gets you an age where he good enough. See, a woman has the benefit of knowing that man had options. He chose me, right? But as soon as, but a man proposes, all he knows is she said yes.
Yes.
She could have liked him. That's a sad fact for men. So men should date women and look up to him like, I am lucky to have him. That woman is more likely to leave. That is a mistake when men overchase women. It is a mistake.
No one's saying he's overchase. But, so back up. So are you saying, so what should he do? Should he just not pursue her at all and wait?
No, that's not what he's saying.
No, what I'm asking is for clarity for our audience.
He should shower the woman who shows that she really likes him. He should shower her with love, affection, give her a house, give her a car. I suggest to all young men, my godson, I would hope save your money in your 20s. Don't even date that much. But when you find that woman when you're 30 and she's a few years younger, give her a car. Hey, I got a house already. But make sure it's the woman who loves the heck. I say, girl, you see what he did to me?
I agree with you.
You're conflating.
See what I'm saying?
I agree with you because
right now.
I just had to explain it.
You're conflating.
Yes.
You're conflating.
No.
You're conflating
but a woman if she is
Let's see how
dating
Chelsea
multiple
agrees
people, I agree with you. If a woman is dating multiple people, she is also checking in to see and observing his behavior, and if his behavior is matching his words. His consistency will help her to become very, very calm in the aspect of, I'm going to follow your lead. So if he's going to be the leader, then she's going to follow if he is taking away any of her questions about where she stands with him, because he's showing up. Right. He's putting her in his plan. He's showing patience. He's accepting her for who she is.
Okay.
And
Shout out to Kendall Morgan.
Kendall Morgan. All right.
Well, let's read his comment.
Okay.
A guy will not, Kendall Morgan, thank you
And
for
that
the
guy
comment.
will not put all his all on a woman if she's openly dating other men. Our jealous qualities will be like, forget her.
Absolutely, all day, every day. And we will not put a ring on your finger. We'll sleep with you.
Is that
Why
the
do you
case
think-
even in an initial dating situation?
Okay.
Very soon after, yes, that will be the case.
You don't even know this woman,
I'm
so
saying after I get
but-
to know, just say we go out on Monday, right? We go out 2 or 3 times.
that's what I'm
After
talking
that,
about.
if you haven't dropped everybody, we're like, forget, we're not marrying you.
Okay, Chris.
I want to hear.
But a
James'
woman
opinion.
shouldn't drop everybody if he starts off being consistent and then he starts.
Right, but okay.
I'm telling y'all
here's
are
the
ghost.
deal.
'Cause y'all
Here's
don't
the
audition.
deal, Chris. Here's the deal. Women, you don't have to tell men that you're dating all these fucking people. Okay, so what
That's
you
true.
do
There you go.
I
is
do.
it's calm.
That's what I said, Jamie. You better not
Calm on
think
the
it.
surface.
Absolutely.
Calm on the surface. Paddling like a duck.
just gave
below
y'all game,
the
ladies.
surface,
And
right?
gave some game.
Don't tell him. All you have to do.
I bet
you're-
not know. I
No,
bet not know.
Don't let him know.
Because if he knows that man you want,
Because-
he ain't got to do it.
Exactly.
He can flick the switch because we give out marriage offers.
Because women are kind of women.
Nobody
can be
becomes a
dumb with
Mrs.
this,
until
right?
a man gives you an offer.
Yeah.
Women control access to sex. But men, that's why I said men are effing it up by simping out, over-treating women that don't return the affection or the appreciation.
Another thing is
to
you're
them.
conflating, like, okay,
No, I'm
you
not.
can, yeah, kind of, because what you're saying is that a woman is sitting back waiting to be pursued without
say
showing
that.
it. Yes, the minute ago, yes, you did.
Well,
I was
women
trying-
today
I was
are.
trying to jump in and couldn't get a word in edgewise. a second ago.
Women today
So-
are. You're right. I am saying that.
Right, but here's the deal. A woman can show you interest, okay? Like, she can say, yes, I want to be with, I want to hang out with you. Yes, I want to do all these things with you, but you still have to pursue her, right? And it isn't like
She
she's
needs
getting,
to be pursuing me.
Exactly. But I'm not saying you're getting nothing back from her. What I'm saying is that you still need to do some work.
Who's the prize? No, I ain't gonna start.
It isn't about
Man,
that.
Start
But here-
arguing.
all right,
I'm not gonna start arguing.
not-
Wait,
I've
wait,
been
I want
silent.
that.
I've been silent. So
I want you to
here-
say
no.
this,
But
and I
Chris,
wanna see a quick video.
Here's the thing. Chris is right and Gina's right. But this is what I look at it like. So a woman, you're gonna have better options with a woman that loves your dirty draws.
Yeah, because if you pull another one, she gonna leave.
Cause man, listen. None of us are freaking perfect. I don't care who you are. I don't
Not
think
one
if you think you're perfect, you're not. You're a narcissist or you're something else. But you're not perfect. So you need somebody who loves you so much they're gonna look over some of your flaws or whatever, as long as they're not,
Well, they have to get there.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But so from that perspective, Chris is right. So, when you're young or whatever like that, you might really like this girl. She's
Man,
super
you
pretty.
doing the most
and
for
this
chicks
girl
that's
over
gonna
here,
bang the captain of the
and this girl
basketball
over here,
team.
she loves you, so she approaches you. So, men sometimes we just go for the low hanging fruit. She approached me, she's pretty, I'm gonna go with her. Now this girl's a little bit pretty, I wanna go with her. But, she hit me, she's gonna love me to death. She's not gonna leave me. You know what I'm saying?
But that's when you show up. So when a man shows up and relieves a woman of all of those insecurities, I don't mean her own personal insecurities. I'm talking about the insecurities associated with the relationship, not knowing what we're doing.
Write that book.
A man
'Cause
that
I'll buy it.
A man that cares about you or likes you in that way, you don't have to start questioning because he's going to tell you.
Women question that.
And women need to sit back and sometimes listen and not always try to ask a question and then answer it.
Gina B's gonna go
We
see
got some
questions,
comments
but let's
and-
watch this video real quick.
Oh, we're
'cause I
gonna
want
watch
people to
video
weigh in
first?
on it. Yep, because we're gonna talk about.
We have 8 minutes.
I know the video's
Okay.
quick, and then we're gonna talk about real quick why the dating game is messed up by people being too picky. And then Gina will read the questions. We'll have one more round, and we'll close out. Let's run that real quick.
5'10", makes $70,000 a year. I'm married, any race, and not obese. Anybody want to take a guess? What do you think? 10%.
15, 12, 10%, 7%, 23%.
Guys, we went below 100,000. We went below 6 feet tall. It is 1.5% of men that you guys are describing. Now, here's the reason why we bring this up. I love the looks on your face, by the way. I'm sorry. Now, the second part is, can you get this guy to, 1, have with you, 2, be in a relationship with you, 3, be in a relationship with you and not cheat? Now, those numbers get even progressively lower.
For the being out there. That's all that video said. All right. Now, real quick. So that video, for a quick synopsis, and I want to go up on 2 graphics, Gina B. I'm just going to show a picture. That video basically said, not even 6'4", not even 6'2", men over 5'10", making $70,000 a year, not obese, that's willing to, holler at you or whatever, is only 1.5% of men. So they went around that table and asked those ladies, and they were like, how many men do you think this? They're like 20%. I'm just saying that because you mentioned at the beginning of the show, and we'll talk about realistic expectations, and to show you what's going on in 2025 real quick, not the videos, a quick graphic. Just put up the first one real quick. Tell me when it's up. I just want to show people what it is. Well, we don't see it yet. It's a little delayed.
Yeah, we're delayed.
The first graphic is it the one, I believe it's the one that shows with the people. The first graphic is showing, it's all the ladies on one side, and stick figures of ladies, stick figures of men. Most women want the men at the top in 2025. That is the problem. We have about 1 more million baby mamas than baby daddies. So you got a few men that are Nick Cannons or the cool dude in the hood. He's got a lot, or the guy he's got a lot of babies, because those are the dudes that's sought after.
Not picky enough.
But I'm saying on the first one, on the left one, that's back when we didn't have social media and a woman dated for resources, like you said, dated for that and the other. Everybody wants the same man, which is why now women feel more entitled because of social media. They see a lot. You can dress up like Lizzo, twerk in a bathing suit, get 10,000 likes. So in Lizzo's mind, I'm supposed to have this type of man you can sleep with, because feminism said you can sleep with all these dudes. You can. That's your right. Go ahead. But when it comes time to marry, you think you're supposed to marry them dudes. No, they were just banging you.
Okay, let's get to some comments. Let's get to the comments. So Nate Turner was like, and we lost momentum on some of this, but he was like, that's game, Gina. Too much game going on out here. That's part of the problem. It's not game.
That's what you're supposed to do, though.
But it's real, right?
To Chancey's point, she should do that. A woman should do that.
Right. Well, I wouldn't tell. Anyway.
I agree that you
I don't have any problem with being open and honest. I think that's a part of the communication. When
Early
you start off open and honest, you won't have any issues, and then we won't have drama either.
You know why? You remember how nose wide open men are at 20-something? I always tell young women, you marry a dude when he's young, if you know he's going to be a winner, because our nose is never more wide open. You wait till he gets older, he's got a lot of heartache too.
That's
true. He's been hit too.
Okay.
So if he sees you playing, he's going to like,
And hurt people, people.
So next
or
comment.
just move away.
Khalid Hankins. When you first meet someone, you always assume they're dating other people. You don't have to ask a damn thing. That's my point.
Absolutely.
You should always assume that someone's got someone somewhere.
That's
true. And you should just, I mean, if no
but
one...
after you meet me, make me think he gone.
If no one wanted someone, then nobody would want to be with him.
But some people really don't.
I mean, if nobody's in pursuit, then why would anybody, you don't want anybody that nobody else wants.
No.
So those are the only ones that make sense now, given our context. But but anyway. So what are our final thoughts, critic?
Well, did you want? No, give them a chance to go around. You want to give them another question?
I asked what the final thoughts were.
Well, I want to give everybody a chance. Well, let's give
people make time for what's important to them.
Let's give something that we can.
We got to give one quick question. Do people rate themselves accordingly? We said we wouldn't get back to that.
We already talked about that, though.
No, we did.
Okay.
Real quick, everybody gets 30 seconds on this. Louis.
Okay.
Men and women. I think Chancey mentioned it first. People have a different view of themselves. Is that true? And why? Women first and then men.
I think everyone has a different view of themselves. Than everybody thinks a little bit more highly of themselves than others think of them. Yeah. And it's just a self thing. It's just like, but I think women, not all women, but I think especially women with social media right now, they have really elevated where they put themselves.
I'm out the game. I've been married 15 plus years. I'm like, I wouldn't date that bitch. I'm like, man, you ain't even got. I want to see sometimes I just want to comment. Only the super fine chicks, Halle Berry in the 80s or 90s, get a man paying for them. Why you ugly fat chicks? Just because you got a fucking job. Hold on, that's the truth. So, it's the truth. You don't get no man paying for you. But nobody wants to tell them that because the men are fucking the game up. Because the men are lying to them. They're telling them they look good.
No loser.
Fat as hell. They're telling them they look good and that's
this is why you argue on Facebook.
Because men are fucking it up, these simp dudes. You got to be honest, but we've gotten so used to lying to women. Right? Because no, baby, that looks awesome. Don't hurt her feelings. That makes it, so it ain't her fault. She's doing what she's told. Oh, you look awesome. You're the best. Don't say anything. Don't slut shame. So what? Don't talk about Cassie.
Right.
It's okay. If a woman ever has 20 dicks and
Women-
men peeing
women
on
are
her,
body shamed.
that means
Oh my
that means
God.
she's not responsible. It's a
God.
bad man's fault. Everything is removing accountability.
Right.
So they think they walk on cloud 9. So men, you are fucking up the dating game.
Okay.
On me?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to say
We just got
this.
canceled from Facebook.
I'm going to say this. Women need 3 Ds. Dick, discipline, and
I thought you were gonna say
direction.
3 dicks. I'm like, I was gonna
No,
say,
not at all.
It says 3 dicks. Don't slam.
It does not.
That's it, which-
So
End of the show.
the first one speaks for itself. Discipline, not necessarily someone like really manhandling you, but discipline like, hey, baby, we both need to work out. So they're
awesome,
they're
Chance.
holding you accountable
Yes.
for that financial discipline, savings, the whole
And
nine.
that's what- listen, I wanna
just
applaud you for pointing that out.
calm nudge.
I've never seen
it. Don't
anybody point that out.
necessarily have to be shaking the shit out of you type of discipline.
But that's awesome.
Direction. His direction got to be great. Direction in finding resources, using resources, and if he don't have the resources, he got to have money.
I think we went to the same therapist.
Man, I'm just saying. And then I got an
think we went to the
acronym.
same therapist.
So women are falling short with regards to not looking for the green flags. We always looking for the red flags.
Hold
So the
on.
green flags is
I'm
instead
still in that.
of not letting him just chase, but him commit.
Ladies-
and let him speak.
Ladies,
let
she-
him tell you
she just
that
dropped
he
a
wants
jewel.
to
These are the
commit.
things you need to be
will.
If
patient
he doesn't
about.
say it,
They will tell
then it's not happening.
That will become a crystal critic.
And that's where the confusion comes in.
Look
And
for the
that's why you
green.
shouldn't be, if it's somebody that's a potential that you're dating, leave them in that friend zone so you don't get confused by the intimacy. That's why you
hold on.
need your jump buddy
Fellas,
to
don't-
just meet your needs.
I
And
want her to repeat that. She said she dropped a jewel. That's a jewel.
what's that?
You said it. Look for the.
The green
Let her
flag.
Look for the
let
green
her finish her
flags.
thought. Okay.
All right.
That was the
So,
gangster.
so when he is putting you in his plan, he is showing up, he is initiating things. When your thoughts, when you might be even having thoughts of confusion about yourself in the relationship or your relationship, but he already is jumping the gun and telling you what's going on or advising you as to where you guys are going, that's the green flags. Don't mess it up though. So you don't get so caught up in it where you self-sabotage. Because if he's showing some green flags, then go with it, receive it, enjoy it. Enjoy it for the moment, but also be very observant in the aspect of whatever his behavior has to match what he is saying. So if it's not matching, you calling his phone, he ain't answering. He could be in a business meeting, but just make note of the unavailability.
Yep.
He also needs to be emotionally intelligent and emotionally stable.
Available too.
Available, all of that. That's emotional intelligence.
To you. Right.
And that requires him being able to be a little vulnerable. Him being able to tell you and express to you how he feels about you.
Men are very vulnerable until y'all fuck it up.
Well, that's where a
y'all
woman
shit
have to
down.
get
a woman
there.
doesn't want to be always in the leader seat. We want to be in the passenger
Y'all are
seat.
never in the leader seat.
All right.
Y'all just think y'all are.
Okay. So I'm gonna
Close us out, Gina B.
I'm gonna concede on this one
Close
because
us
I
out.
talk about this shit all the time.
Wrap us up. You got some words though? Don't be putting no music on Gina B.
You can play music on me. It's all good.
Fuck it. Go ahead. It's like, don't you put on no music on Gina B.
I got
I'm
a
just
final
like,
acronym
you gotta
if we
know.
got time.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What is the acronym, Chancey?
No, go ahead.
Okay, no, I'll close it out. You tell me what the final acronym is.
Final acronym is DODGE.
What's that? Okay, that has to
D.
be delivered in 3 seconds.
This is when you the D stands for don't date a man who don't give a fuck about nothing. O, he's an opportunist and he's out for himself. His dick don't work. G, his guidance is trash and his expectations are so high where he's leaning them towards you for you to fix everything.
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
All right, y'all. Here's the
I'm
deal.
done.
You gotta. Okay,
Hey,
so
wait,
bottom line is we are very picky about certain things, not picky enough about other things. You have to know what works for you. Find a good person who really is consistent, down for you, And we'll talk about more of this on the next episode.
3 weeks from now, you guys are back.
Okay.
3 weeks. I don't know what we're talking about.
All right, we'll figure it out. Okay, so thank you for joining us at the Chris and Gina Relationship Show.
Good job, Gina. We talking too much sometimes. We get no to be nervous.
I won't deny that I'm the flyest, I'm the hottest in the clique. My bitch done turn crazy, but she tights off the whip. She don't get what she wants, she adore feet. I don't even need your love if it's kind of fit. I told her she can be anything but my bitch. She can be anything but my bitch. If she leaves, she can go. I don't know her, but she's still Harley Quinn. I'm the Joker.